Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Friday, I literally just looked this up, July 19th. Because I can never remember the date when I look things up. This is a podcast about knitting and crafting and baking and books and cats. But most specifically knitting, because that is what I love to do the most. Goodness, words today. I'm filming on a different day. Last week I filmed on a different day because I had an exciting announcement to share with you that I'm now working at the Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas, which is super fun. But because of scheduling and stuff, I don't know how my recording schedule will change or whatever. So for right now, I'm just kind of trying to I'm fitting it in when I can, and once figure it out, I guess. It's something I just need to sit down and do and just look into. So once I do that, I'll try and figure out if I want to change the day, especially the day that I put it online for you guys to watch. Because usually it's Saturday, but it could be like Tuesday, it could be Wednesday, blah blah blah, I don't know. So we'll see. I just need to do some work on that. But today it is Thursday. This episode will go up on Saturday like it normally does. So when you're watching this, it'll be Saturday, so happy Saturday to you. I have a lot of knitting to talk about. I have a lot of fun things in regards to the yarn store to talk about. I have future knitting to talk about. This is a very full episode, everybody. This is super exciting. So I've rambled enough and we need to get into the episode. So if you'd like to grab something tasty to drink today, I have iced coffee because yay, it is later in the day. It is almost 1:30. It's very odd switching up recording days. It just kind of throws the whole schedule for a loop and you're not used to things on certain days and whatever. Oh, also I got new glasses. So that's exciting, but we'll talk about more of that in the episode. Anyway, so grab something tasty to drink. I have iced coffee. Grab something to snack upon, drink, craft upon, or whatever, or nothing, if that is what floats your boat. That's super cool too. And you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So again, I don't remember when I mentioned this, but first off, my bangs are doing weird things. They're really long. They don't like doing what I want them to do, so I apologize if I keep fiddling with them or if they just look weird like they do now. There's a big chunk in the middle of my forehead. I have no idea. They're hard to control sometimes, you know, and it's kind of a hazard of having bangs. I love bangs, but sometimes they're kind of hard to deal with, like today. So that's number one. Number two, I have new glasses. Yay! Looking at myself in the little viewfinder. They're tortoiseshell. They're a little bit more round. Because my eyes haven't changed super much, they are the same prescription, but I've had my old glasses for about 2 years, and so I decided to get some new frames. So I can still wear the other ones, and I will continue to wear them as well. I love them. I still adore them. But I just wanted something new and a little different to jazz up the glasses and all that kind of stuff. So fun times. These are from Warby Parker if you are interested, and I don't remember what they are. We can look now. These are the Percy's, and they're kind of like a rosy tortoiseshell, and I thought that was very different, and so I went with different, and here we are today. So I'm loving them. Let's see what else. What else is random? I made some oatmeal cookies this week, and I included chocolate chips, leftover pecans, and leftover walnuts from something else that I had made recently, and oh my goodness, they are amazing. I will include the recipe to these oatmeal cookies in the show notes, which I totally forgot to say all the regular stuff, so apologies. It's been a busy morning, or afternoon, because it's almost 1:30, so as you do. Anyway, so if you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I am super active on Instagram. You can follow me there, but there's also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I've said those line up several times, and now I can't not include one of them. So you can follow me there. I'm super active on Instagram, like I said. liking, looking all the time, commenting, all that jazz. All the things that I will talk about will be in the show notes, which will be linked on my blog. If you are not on my blog and on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below in the down bar, so you can go and check out all the links and good stuff like that. So, if you would like to click on the link to these oatmeal cookies that I was just talking about, you can. They were wonderful, very easy. Okay, so where to begin? There's just a lot to talk about. So let's talk about the yarn store, because that's super exciting. So I started work last week, and I worked Thursday to Saturday, all day, 10 to 5. It was super fun. I had such a good time. And I worked yesterday on Wednesday. It was great. I got a lot of knitting done on at the end of on Friday and Saturday. So that was super good. So because of that, also on Wednesday, or not Wednesday, on Thursday as well. So because of that, I have a lot of knitting to show you, which is very exciting. And so I'm hoping to continue to make lots of progress on old projects that I just happened to pull out. And it's very motivating if you are working, as also specifically at a yarn store in my case, but if you're working and you are able to knit and you only bring 1 or 2 projects with you, and so you are forced to work on one of them maybe being something that you haven't knit on in a very long time and need to get done, and there's just a little bit left, which is what I did. And so I got a lot done on these things, and I'm super excited about my progress. And I feel like these are run-on sentences, but oh well, as you do. So that's super exciting. Tomorrow on Friday, July 20th, yes, on July 20th, I'm teaching, excuse me, I'm teaching a beginning knitting class. We are knitting a dishcloth, so by the time you watch this, this will already have happened. But if you are interested, if you are in the area of Montgomery, or you're in the Houston area and you want to learn how to knit, or if you want to take a class, a knitting class of some sort, the Modern Skein does have classes, and it is on their website, so I'll link that in the show notes if you would like to check out the classes. In addition to the beginning knitting class, I will be teaching it's technically a colorwork class, but we are working on, I will be teaching the Cardamom Coffee Hat by Caitlin Hunter. That is on August 9th from 2 to 4, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's that. So if you would like to, again, if you're in the area and if you would like to work on that together, if you have never knit colorwork before, I can help you with that. I can teach you, and then you'll be a colorwork pro. And that will be wonderful for you, because then you can expand your knitting knowledge. So if you would like to find out more information, it's on the website. Or you can call the store and you can sign up for that. I don't remember how much it is per person, but there is a kit for that particular class, for the yarn and for the pattern, I believe. So again, if you're interested, check out the website, check out the Instagram, or call the store. It's a good place to go. They also, another really awesome thing about the yarn store is that we do online orders, and so you can look at our vast yarn wall that you have seen on Instagram that is glorious and beautiful, and you can order from that yarn wall. So that is super exciting. We do online orders, so if you see anything on our website and you would like to buy it, you can, and we will ship it to you. So that is super exciting. You should definitely check it out, because the selection is amazing. So that is super exciting. Apologies if you do not live in the area, or if just yarn store news is not interesting to you. I just wanted to get that out of the way so we could continue on to the knitting stuff. But again, if you're in the area, do check us out. Do come say hi, have a visit, or whatever. That would be wonderful. We also do have stitch and sit times. Sit and stitch. Stitch and sit. You know what I mean. You sit in the store and you knit, or you craft, or do whatever. So we have those times on Friday, and we have one on Saturday, and once a month we will have a later one on Thursday that will not continue on for forever. It's only for a couple months. So again, Instagram, the website, places to find information as well. Super awesome. Check those out. And yes, so super exciting stuff. I am loving working there. Another thing really quickly I am really loving at the yarn store is just putting together color combinations for things, whether it be a slag or a Sunset Highway or a fade or a Stephen West pattern or whatever. If you need help with your colors and you're in the area or whatever, you can come in and we can help you put your colors together. I have also just really enjoyed standing in front of the wall of yarn and just looking at all the different colors and putting together color combinations. I love that. It makes my heart super happy and just like, this is awesome. I love this. Plus it's yarn and it all smells good and it's just like, I love it. Anyway, okay, so sorry for rambling. Yarn store stuff, that's done. I will continue on with my knitting stuff now, so. I don't know what order we should go in because it's kind of all over the place. So let's just start with this one because it's the closest to me. That's the only reason why I'm doing this one first. So this is my test knit, which I have test knitting news, which is very exciting. I'll get into that in later in the episode. Anyway, so this is my big jumble of a sweater currently. This is my Caitlin sweater. Words, I'm so sorry. This is my Caitlin sweater by, it is designed by Caitlin Hunter for Yoth or Yarn on the House, Yarn of the House yarns, so that is super exciting. I don't remember the last time I showed you, but I think I might have still been knitting in the round. I have since then divided, sorry my glasses are sliding down, I think I need to adjust my earpieces. Anyway, I think I've divided for the front and the back. Made good progress on the whatever side I'm doing now. I've done lots of short rows, done some cabling, and it's very hard to show you because it's kind of just a big mess right now. So, but this is, how far can I hold it back? That's pretty accurate, I think. It's a beautiful, beautiful maroony burgundy. I'm using Cascade 220 fingering in this mulberry maroony color, and then the contrasting color I'm using for the color work, or I used for the color work, is also the same Cascade 220 fingering in a doe skinny colorway. So it's just like a light browny gray, which I think goes very nicely with the maroon. So that is super exciting. Like I said, I've divided for the armholes and have been working on the front or the back. I don't remember which one. And we've been doing some little cables. So I think it's very fun. Usually in my experience, and granted I am not like, I have not experienced all of the knitting things, that's not what I'm trying to say, but in my very small knitting experience, usually when you have a colorwork item, you don't have cables, or if you have a cabled item, you don't have colorwork, which that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just usually if you have one thing or the other, you want it to speak for itself, and then you can show off the cables, or you can show off the colorwork. This one has both, and I think it's very tastefully done, and I think it's a really beautiful combination of the two. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend this pattern. So here's what the cables, oh, that's very nice. It just ended up on both sides. So that is what they look like. Let me put it up closer to you so you can see. So yes, it's a very simple cable. I have been using this very small, sorry my chair's squeaky, this cabling experience to practice my cabling without a cable needle, which has been really good. I've gotten much better at it. I'm still not perfect. Sometimes it throws me for a loop, but you know, nobody's perfect. So I'm very happy with my progress, and I think I'm getting close to being done with whatever front or back I'm working on. Then I can continue on to the opposite of whatever I'm working on, and then I'll attach the shoulders. And I believe the next portion of the pattern that we have not received yet is the sleeves, which means that we're almost done. So we do have a due date of some sort that is sometime next week. So, but I think that might have changed. But so who knows? This is definitely gonna take priority. But I'm glad that it's almost done because I have more test fitting news, like I mentioned, so that's very exciting. But I'm loving this. It is a wonderful pattern. It is super easy. It's like, it's got the intrigue of color work, number one. Reasons why this pattern is awesome. It's got the intrigue of color work. It's got a good amount of just knitting around and around, so you have like the break where you can kind of cool your jets and you can take it to a movie or you can read a book or whatever, watch it. Very mindless knitting. It's got that. It's got really awesome construction, very easy. If you are new to sweater knitting, I think this would be a very easy sweater for you to make. Number three, it's got a really beautiful combination of color work and cables. I think it's gorgeous. 5, it's just a very, like, it looks like a very classic and fun shape to wear. Also something that you can just throw on over anything and you'll be dressed up. Or you can dress it down. Either way, it can go either way. So I think that's super cool. I think it's a really awesome piece. I'm super excited to be able to wear it, like I've said in the past, to tailgates and stuff, because I'm super excited about that. This coming fall, which by the way, fall is coming. Before you know it, it'll be Christmas and it'll be cold again. I'm just waiting for it to get cold again. That is my main goal, is to get when it's cold again, but I don't know when that's gonna happen, but that's okay. You know what? I'm just enjoying knitting my sweater, and I am looking forward to the time where I can wear it and not constantly be sweating profusely. So, oh well, that's fine. I'm still loving knitting it. I know I'm gonna love wearing it. I know I'm gonna get a lot of good use out of it, and I'm super excited. So, I will keep you guys informed as to when the pattern will be released, and when it does come out, I highly, highly recommend you make this pattern if you're looking for something like this. It's a drop shoulder, flowy, very comfy looking pullover and tunic-y type thing. It's also longer in the back. That's super cool. I really like that. It's gonna look so cute with jeans and boots. Like, I just, or over dresses. I have a dress, a very summery dress, that this would look super cute over when it gets colder with tights. Oh my goodness. Guys, it just needs to get colder. That's the problem. I also need to finish it. That's also an issue. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, the Caitlin sweater, the Caitlin sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and also yarn on the house, yarn of the house. So that's super exciting. I am really loving it. It's been a delightful test knit so far, and I'm super excited to continue to work on it. So yay. So that's it for like recently been working on knits. The 3 other knits that I have to show you are old. So that's exciting. We're pulling old things out of the basket that has been living in our living room. So, which is no pun intended, but whatever. So first of all, I think this has probably been the most recent knit-upon thing out of all 3 of these things, so you will probably remember this. You'll probably recognize it. It's probably too small for this bag, but that's okay. What is that? Oh, that's the little ball band. Okay, well that's good to know. I'm just talking to myself, apologies. So, this is the Floats Cowl. Where are my needles? The Floats Cowl by Pearl Soho. I am knitting this out of Season Alpaca, which is 100% baby alpaca. So if you can imagine, this is literally the softest yarn ever. It also smells so good. So I'm really loving knitting on this. Again, I'm glad that I pulled it out. Also, it's a very, like, if you're working in a yarn store, it's imperative, not imperative, it's very handy, I should say that. It's very handy to have a project that you're working on, that one project that requires maybe a little bit more work, like you have to look at the pattern, you're doing something, shaping, whatever, you're not sure what you're doing. It's not mindless. And have another project that you can do mindlessly, so if you know that it's a busy time or if people are coming into the store, that you can set it down without an issue or whatever, because nobody likes losing their place in their pattern or their knitting or losing stitches or anything bad happening. So it's always good to have something that you can just like put down and you know that you have the pattern memorized, so it's really okay. You won't lose the pattern's not in the way, it's easy to put away if you need to. So this is one of the things that I have been knitting on at work. So this is the side with the floats. This is also getting very heavy, which I'm not surprised by because this is a lot of alpaca and it is very heavy. So I've gotten a lot done. Like, that's pretty big, pretty long. I'm very proud of myself. I think one of the days I know this doesn't look like much. I'm very nervous that this is gonna slide off the needles because it's so slippery. So I knit from this little guy all the way up in not all day. It didn't take me all day because I knitted on other things as well, and I was doing other yarn story things. But I did get a lot of that done in a very short amount of time. So I'm very impressed with my progress and all these things that I've been knitting on while I've been at work. So that's super exciting. Here's the other side without the floats. Here's the inside. It's a free pattern. I highly recommend it if you have a couple of skeins or even one skein of just like luxury yarn that you don't know what to do with because it's just so soft and you don't know what to do. I highly recommend this pattern because you can't go wrong with something fuzzy and delicious around your neck. And then it smells good and it's just such a happy situation. So yes, this is it's such a light purple. It's very hard to see. But yeah, so this is my yarn. This is my second cake. I have one more. This is the width of it so far. So I don't know. I could stop here once I get to the end of this second one and use the other one for something else. The only problem is I don't know what I would use it for. So yeah. I don't know, I have to think about that one. Because I don't want this to be too wide, but also maybe I do. I don't know. These are thoughts that I have not thought about until now. Which is not a good thing if you're recording a podcast, because then you're just speaking your thought process. And you start rambling, like I'm doing now. So, let's just continue on, shall we? Floats Cowl, Pearl Soho, Seasoned Alpaca, super awesome. I'm really enjoying it. Very easy, good, quick knit. Very mindless. Would recommend. Would recommend. Side note, another thing that has been rough the past couple of days and the end of last week was, so we had, a couple weeks ago we had some kind of African dust storm come through, which I don't know how that works, but somehow it came through and it was super hazy and everyone's allergies were bad, and it was bad enough that when I walked outside with just my contacts on, I could feel the dust and the grit in my eyes. But we had another one come through, so yay! Which has been really rough for everybody. So we had the first one, people got sick, allergies, we recovered. then we have another one. So everyone's allergies have been really bad. Everyone's eyes have been irritated. I don't know if it's technically gone or if it's still around. I don't know how it works. But it's so strange because, like, you know it's there and you can see it outside and it's super, super hazy. It looks like fog, but it's like gritty. So it looks like it's cloudy, but it's not actually cloudy. It's just dust that somehow traveled all the way to Texas. I know it's been in other locations. I'm not super familiar with where it's going and has been, but we've been dealing with that the past couple of days, and it's been a little rough in the allergy department, so fun times. I don't know. These next two things are just very old, and they're also on the floor. So, one moment. Okay, so this item, I am so close to finishing it, and I just keep putting it off, and I keep putting it off, and I keep putting it off. And eventually it'll get done, you know, and eventually it'll be amazing. But it's taken a really long time to get there. And whose fault is that? Mine. It's my fault. It's not the pattern's fault, not the yarn's fault, not anybody else's fault, just mine. Because there's just too many things to knit and not enough time, and you get distracted, and there's colors and there's sweaters and seasons change and there are test knits that have priority and all that jazz. So I apologize for continuing to talk about this because I know I should have this done by now. I feel like it's been more than a year that I've had this cast on. I don't remember when I cast it on. We can check my Ravelry page, but dun, 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 dun. It's my Hohi Locatelli Mystery Knit Along starting point. I'm so close to being done. I apologize, I was in the middle of a row. I think someone came in. So I'm literally on the last section of this thing before I start connecting the two pieces, and the other one's on the floor because it's just too big to show you and it's very bulky. So this is what it looks like. The other side looks exactly the same. Let's just say that. So this is very exciting. I did get a little overwhelmed by all the various ends, and so I started weaving in some of them. So about half of them on this side have been woven in. I haven't cut them yet because I want to block it first and all that jazz. But yes, I'm using various Madeline Tosches. I'm using various yarn that I don't remember. I'm going to link my project page in the show notes, so if you want to see what yarn I'm using, it's all there, I know. So I apologize for not remembering in this moment. It'll come to me after I'm done recording, of course, as things always do. But this is what it looks like so far. I'm loving the colors. I'm still super in love with it. I cannot wait to wear it. I think it'll be absolutely gorgeous. It's just actually finishing it, you know? It's taking the time to finish it. I'm so close. I'm so close. The only problem... So this currently is not a mindless knit, unfortunately, because I'm doing a little bit of lace and I don't want to mess that up because I want to get this perfect. That being said, it's not perfect because I think last time I talked about this, which I don't know when that was, I figured out that I had done one of the stripes in the wrong color, so that's okay. It's just a character quality, what am I trying to say? It adds character, that's what I'm trying to say. It adds character and it's a design element of my own. No one will have another one just like it. So that's super exciting. It's okay because I made the same mistake on both sides. I have no idea how that happened. I don't know what was going through my mind when I was doing that, but apparently I was super distracted and just did the wrong color. But that's okay. Like I said, it's a design element. Adds character. And I made the mistake on both sides. So it will look okay. And I'm super excited. And I just wanted to finish it so I can say that I finished it, and then I can like not worry about this anymore, and then that way I don't have to talk about it anymore, because I'm sure you guys are getting sick and tired of me bringing this out and being like, I'm gonna finish it, it's gonna be fine, and then I never do, and then I don't talk about it for about 5 weeks, and then I bring it back and I'm like, I haven't finished it yet, and you guys are like, we're not surprised. It'll eventually get done. I'm not sure when, but who knows? Who knows? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Fingers crossed. I'm not promising anything. That's just all I'm saying. No promises. 2 out of the 3 projects that I've shown so far were fuzzy, and I now have a lot of fuzz in my mouth, and it's not super comfortable, but oh, the woes of being a knitter. Hazards of being a knitter, you just kind of have to be okay with it, but what can you do? So the last thing that I've been working on, I'm super excited about. I've really enjoyed working on this the past couple of days, or when I was at work. I don't remember the last time I showed this to you guys. I feel like I might have still been in Dallas, which is crazy. Because we've been here for about 7 months now, which is also crazy. We are loving it, but that's totally not the point. Apologies. So this is the Brioche Bandana Cowl by Lavanya Patricella. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her last name. I do know that's how you pronounce her first name, Lavanya. If you were a Brioche fan, you've probably heard of her. She's got awesome Brioche patterns. So I was using this as my mindless knit at one point, and I think I've knit too much, but I'm just going to keep on going with it because I know I'm going to have enough yarn regardless. What this is it's a cowl that on one side has like a bandana point that it comes to, so that's super cool. I can like switch it around. I can wear it in the back, I can wear it on the side, I can fold it under. The options are endless. Good way to use 2 skeins that I just really didn't know what to do with, or this one skein in particular. This, I believe, oh, do I not have the ball bands? That's very unfortunate. I believe this is Savvy Skeins, and I don't remember the colorway name. I'm very sorry. But I love this so much. It's just so happy. The speckles are gorgeous, and so that's my first color, and my second color is one that I dyed up. I think I call it Storm Cloud. I don't remember. But it's got the stellina in it, so it's sparkly and it's gorgeous, and I just love the two together. In this cowl, as I poke myself in the eye with a knitting needle, which is not a good idea, but whatever. I'm just really loving how it's knitting up, so it's awesome. So yes, I hope to continue to make progress on this. I know I need to measure this and see where I am lengthwise before I move on with the pattern, obviously, because that's what a pattern is. You use it to see what you're supposed to do next. Brilliant. So that's super exciting. Hopefully I will continue to make progress on this, and I will hopefully be able to knit on this at work tomorrow and next week. So yay, 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 yay. What's also really awesome about this cowl is that because it is in fingering weight, fingering weight, it is light enough, so if you do want to wear it in the summer, like if you're in air conditioning, this is a really, really good thing to have. If you're in a cold office, or if you're working in a yarn store and you like to show off yarn, that's kind of important. This is a good pattern to knit. So if you're looking for something small and lightweight, this is a good pattern. Or if you're just trying to learn brioche, this is also a really good like beginning brioche pattern, I think. So would recommend. So that is all I have for knitting that I have done this week. Like I said, there was a lot, and I hope to continue to make a lot of progress. So yay, because yay for deadlines and stuff. But I do have some future knitting that I'm going to talk about that I'm super excited about, and I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean future knitting? You already have a lot of future knitting planned that you haven't even started yet, and you just need to start it, and then like you have all this yarn and blah blah blah, and I'm like, things come along, things happen, and when you find the yarn that you want or you need, you get it before it gets sold out or it goes away or whatever. So my mom and I got some yarn for a new sweater, and I'm so excited about it. This is a cardigan. It is not steeked, but it is by, I'm blanking on the designer name. I also am not sure if I'm going to be able to pronounce it correctly, so I'm going to do my best if my Instagram would load. But, okay, so this is, the pattern's called the Sorbet Cardigan. You might have seen this around Instagram. I've seen several people knit it recently, and oh my goodness, it looks so beautiful. It's a striped blousey cardigan out of delightful fuzzy mohair, and it's just stunning. I'm super excited about it. So let me see if I can find you a picture of it on Instagram. Here we go. And this is the one that my mom and I are trying to copy. And I can also show you the designer and her Instagram account, but it'll also be linked in the show notes, so don't worry. Unfortunately, this pattern is not on Ravelry, which is a bummer, but she does have it on her website, and she does have the English pattern available, so that's very helpful if you need the English version. But anyway, so this is what the cardigan looks like. And this is on her Instagram, and you can see her name up there. But I will also link this in the show notes, so don't worry. But like, how cute is that? It's a cropped cardigan with stripes that's fuzzy, and it looks amazing. I'm so excited about it. I haven't always been the hugest fan of mohair and like generally fuzzy things, except for like alpaca or whatever. But having knit the popcorn bomber with a strand of mohair, and I knit a hat with a strand of mohair, and just like knowing that this trend has taken the internet by storm, it must be pretty amazing. So I am super excited about this. You hold the yarn double, so it creates a denser fabric, so it's not going to be like super lightweight and flimsy. There will be some body to it, but it'll just be 2 strands of mohair, so that's not like a cabled sweater by any means, but you probably won't be able to see through it too well. So I'm super excited about it. We have yarn coming from lots of different places. Some of the places are overseas, and we gotta get these colors. I'm so excited. And yes, so fun times are ahead. Sorbet Cardigan by, I'm not gonna pronounce this correctly. I could try, but I could also show you, so that's what I'm gonna do. This is her name. And like I said, everything will be in the show notes, so don't worry about that. Also, my phone's about to die, so you probably saw that, but not relevant. In other future knitting, I have a new test knit that I'm doing, and I literally just like got confirmed information about 30 minutes or 15 minutes before I started recording, so it turned out really well. I'm also using stash yarn for this test knit, and I'm super excited because I'm using a lot of stash yarn. I am knitting a sweater. This is by Flossy Knits on Instagram, or Claire Walls, and I'm going to show you the picture she posted on her Instagram of the cable detail Get rid of the glare. There we go. Look at those cables, people. Is that not gorgeous? Or what? That's just so pretty. So that is a little bit of it. And I did double check, and I do have permission to discuss this on my on the podcast, of course, which is very exciting and wonderful. It is knit from the bottom up. It is seamed. You pick up stitches for the sleeves. I am very excited. It's cabled front and back, I believe. And I will be using, one moment, I will be using some stash yarn, like I said. I will be using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Sport in the current colorway. And it's a little bit more reddy. It's showing it kind of purple up on the camera, but it's a little bit more maroony burgundy. Surprise, surprise. In person, I'm so excited about this. I saw, okay, so this is funny. Story time, everybody. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's a class, a workout class at our local YMCA that I love. It's one of my favorite workout classes to go to. It's a wonderful workout. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that while we were waiting to get into the classroom to set up our stuff and do our workout, I was just surfing Instagram and came across the picture I just showed you. And so she was looking for test knitters, and it happened that the sizes she was looking for, I would have made one of those sizes. And so I was like, I think I might have the yarn for that, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to reply yet. And so I went inside, we did our class. It was awesome. I sweat a bunch. My arms felt like noodles. It was a good workout. I come home all sweaty, as you do, and I immediately like knew where my sweater quantity, this type of weight yarn was, and so I immediately pulled out, checked how much I had, did the math, and like immediately sent a message and was like, do you still have space? Do you still need someone? Because I am very available, and I'm really excited to make this. I think I'll need to order maybe two more of these, but like, it's Knit Picks. It will not be very expensive at all. So I'm so glad that I had so much of this. I've been saving this for something, and I never know what. And for some reason, whenever I'm looking at sweaters, I can never remember that I have this. But for some reason today, when I was waiting for my workout class, I remembered that I had this, and I was like, ooh, that would be beautiful. So I'm so excited about this, guys. So I'm so excited about this, you guys. I am so excited. I'm hopefully going to be casting on later today. We have a deadline of September 10th, so it is very far away, which is really nice that the other one, the Caitlin sweater, is just now finishing up. And this is on the larger needle, so that's also nice. So I'm really excited about this. I have been wanting a maroon cabled pullover of some sort for a really long time, and the time is finally now, and I'm just very excited. So I'm looking forward to testing this pattern, and of course I'll get to share that process with you guys. I'll also be posting about it on my Instagram as well, so you can keep an eye out for that. And so yeah, I've got a lot of test knitting and just a lot of knitting plans in my future, a lot of things that I want to knit, a lot of things I need to knit, and it's a good time. I'm very happy with it where I am in my knitting life currently. I'm very content with my knitting. So that is super wonderful. I think if I just continue to make progress on the projects, the old projects that I bring to work, and if I continue to make progress and cast things off, I will be able to cast more things on the things that I already have, like my Zweig and the stuff that I got from the Houston Fiber Fest. Excuse me, you're speeding and I'm recording a podcast, so can we please be quiet? Thank you. yes. Anyway, so I'm hoping to just make progress with everything that I have so I can feel really good, in a good place and not overwhelmed with the projects that I have, because I'm currently feeling a little overwhelmed with the things I have cast on, but you know, nobody's fault except for my own. And I fully accept that. Like, that's my own choice and my own choosing. There are so many things that I have sitting out there that are within maybe a day's worth of work left, maybe 2. And it's like, if you just dedicated time to do those things, then you would get things done, and then you would feel really good, and you'd free up needles and project bags and oh, the woes of a knitter. But that's okay. You know what? It'll be fine. Also, Christmas knitting is a thing. I have some really fun ideas for Christmas crafting this year. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so excited. But that is totally another subject for another podcast episode. So we will save that for another time. But crafting will definitely be a thing. And who knows? I think I need to be careful not to sign up for another test knit, because I think that would be a little challenging to do after this one that I'm going to be doing. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I'm just very content. A little overwhelmed, but I'm very content with where I am knitting wise and the projects that I have. So that's always a good thing. So I think that is all I have for this week. I mentioned at the beginning that I made some oatmeal cookies that were amazing. If you're making oatmeal cookies, I just recommend throwing whatever you have in them, whether it be nuts or chocolate chips or various forms of chocolate chips or dried fruit or whatever. Because I wouldn't have normally thrown in the nuts. I'm not necessarily a huge nut and cookie fan. But I did have extra nuts laying. I think I got one of the bags for like a salad or something, and I don't remember what I had the other one for. But anyway, so I had like half a bag, or maybe like a fourth of a bag of nuts, of pecans and walnuts, and I just dumped them into the dough and combined everything with the chocolate chips and the oats, and it was delicious. Or they are delicious. I still have some left. It's been a very nice thing. I really enjoy making some kind of dessert snacky thing like that at the beginning of the week, because then you have it and you can enjoy it all week, and then by the time the week is over it's usually gone, so you can make something new on Monday. If you love to bake like I do. I love baking. A lot. Anyway, so that's random. But anyway, so that's all I have for you this week. Like I mentioned, not at the very beginning, but later in the episode, you can follow me on all my various social medias. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I am most active on Instagram, and there'll be pictures of things coming up and yarn store stuff, and that's super exciting. So if you'd like to go follow me over there, I highly recommend it. If you are also looking for a yarn store account to follow, I would also recommend The Modern Skein. I'm not biased at all. Maybe a little bit, but it's a really great Instagram account, and also you can see all the yarn that is available and things, inspiration, and you can also place online orders on the website, and that's super awesome. If you are in the area and would like to take a class, there's class information on the website. I'm also teaching classes. You can call the store. There's lots of information to be had and shared, so if you're interested in any of that, definitely check out all those things. If you are looking for links to things that I've talked about in this episode, everything will be in the show notes. If you are on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you're on my blog, everything will be down below. You know the drill with that, so that is super exciting. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful weekend, even though it's only Thursday and tomorrow is not the weekend. But when you see this, it will be the weekend. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. Like I've mentioned before, I'm just hoping to make as much progress as I can on literally everything. I don't know how that's gonna go. But hopefully it will just bring on a lot of progress and a lot of like knitting happiness and all that jazz. But mainly the test knit. The test knit will definitely be my top priority for right now. And both test knits, but mainly the Caitlin sweater. I keep saying that word strangely and I don't know why. The Caitlin sweater. Because that one's, the due date is coming up. So anyway, we've already discussed this. I'm just rambling. So yes, I just have a lot of knitting plans. I don't know what exactly I'll be working on this weekend, but I'll be working on something or several things hopefully. So very exciting. And yeah. And that is all that I have for you guys this week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!